Hey guys, how's it going? This is a recap video of my trip to NYC. I decided to do just a small video of what happened at FragCom 2012, the people I met, subscribers, reviewers. I even met the perfumier, very interesting, all my stops, what I actually purchased, and what actually happened in NYC. So first and foremost, before I do anything, let's have coffee first. It's really important. Now, before I tackle anything, I just wanted to thank my man Al, Fragrance Fanatic 1, a fellow reviewer. If you don't know, Street Sense, post a link down below to his channel. Go subscribe to this guy. Definitely a pillar in our fragrance community, a great guy. You know him, he's doing such a great job, something really unique in the fragrance community. I don't know where we would be without Al, so definitely subscribe to him. Thanks for the t-shirt, buddy. Next is Ed, Frunkinator, also a pillar in our community. Great guy. I loved meeting them both. They were, they gave me their phone numbers and they were like, just call me anytime, text me anytime. They took all this time out of their days, their weekend, to come and meet, secure all these venues. Definitely Frank with his Bond number 9 hookup. First of all, Ed's got like the hookup in NYC. You can tell he goes to these stores like daily, maybe weekly. He's going all around. He's getting samples. He's helping you out. He's almost like a part of the store. Every store we went to, he was probably in the back getting samples for us and stuff. But definitely those Bond number 9 samples he got us. I have like 30 or so. Almost a whole line. I think it's the whole line. I really appreciate that, just because it's so hard to find in my small town in Canada here. It's hard enough to get them in Canada, but in a small town, I used to just blind buy my bonds, like just go on a website and go, this looks interesting, and purchase it. So now I actually have samples, so I'll know what I'm purchasing. So I really want to thank Ed for that. That was great. But definitely a big thank you to those two, just securing venues in such a short period of time. This trip to New York was just a personal trip that me and my wife decided to go on. She goes to New York several times a year, and she decided to bring me this time to NYC, and we did a personal trip for a week, and I've never been. Weirdly enough, I've been all around the world. I've never been to New York City, so it was my first trip there. It was really interesting, great trip. Met a lot of great people. Definitely a great time. I just want to thank all the subscribers and reviewers that came out. Everybody was super friendly. I knew that I was going to meet a lot of great people. They're great on camera, and of course they're great meeting up one-on-one. It was great talking to all of you. And also the venues. New York, Chad there was great. It's a small niche shop. It's very nice, very cozy, and they really welcome you. I really appreciate them hosting our FragCom. That was great. Right when you walk into the door, they greet you, they help you. They even brought out fragrances that they didn't even have on the shelf. They were thinking of bringing into their store. They brought those out. They were super friendly, great to work with. I'm going to put a link down below to their store if you're interested. I know they ship in the US, of course, and Chad also told me that they ship to Canada. So all my Canadian friends out there, I know I'm going to shift my business. Usually my niche business is Lucky Scent. I just go there, bulk buy it, and go. But the people there have really just made an impact on me that I'm going to be shifting a lot of my business to New York. They don't have the selection as Lucky Scent, but I'm sure they will. They are getting a lot of different new fragrances in almost weekly, and they're so friendly and great to work with that I really want to give them a lot more business of my business. And just let you guys know, they do give out coupon codes to us, so you could always talk to one of your fellow reviewers, and they might be sending out coupon codes to customers that keep coming back. So definitely on the lookout for them. In New York, Chad, great people. Thank you for hosting us. And of course the people at Creed Boutique, Lewis and Rodney, very friendly. Right when you get into the door, big smile, and they really, the second time I went to Creed, I actually spent a good an hour and a half, me and Al, just speaking with Lewis, and he was awesome. Like, he was answering all my questions, he was in depth, giving me samples, helping out my wife picking up a fragrance. So definitely, you know, those two places are great, almost like a family atmosphere that I really appreciated. So I'm going to put a link down below also to Creed Boutique. Definitely that's the source to get your Creed fragrances if you want something legit. And fresh batches. They were actually getting in batches of Aventus when we were there. So definitely great people there and at Mint New York. So I really wanted to send a shout out or a thank you to both those stores for just being friendly. You know, like, I'm used to just department store people, you know, they don't really care. To be honest with you, I had a lot of bad experiences in store, and that's why I usually buy online. No hassle, I know what I want. And but no, very friendly, knowledgeable people at both those stores. Great people. Also wanted to thank, of course, all the subscribers, the reviewers that came out, took time out of their weekend. You know, some guys were living all the way, you know, really far. I'll tell you, they were taking buses and stuff, and it was crazy. These people, great to meet you all. I'm not going to name names because there were so many people, but you know, if I met you, if I shook your hand, you know that I'm talking to you directly when I'm saying I really appreciate it. Meeting all of you and taking the time out of your day, your weekend. I know a lot of us have families, and it was a weekend, and it was more or less last minute. We took like a whole day, half a day almost, like from 2 o'clock right up to the nighttime to hang out. So I really appreciate it. Reviewers were great, and it was a great time. Really appreciated that. So Mint New York, first and foremost, I met Andy Tower. It was probably the highlight of the trip. It was great just picking his brain. He's a great guy. You know, we talked about his past and what was going on in the future for the brand, what he was doing. It was really interesting to pick his brain and really just talk to him. Very down-to-earth guy. I got a few pictures with him. I spent a good, you know, half hour to 45 minutes just speaking with him. Oh, it was just an amazing time, and really just made this trip that much better to meet Andy Tower. And I actually own 2 of his fragrances, and just meeting the guy, I just wanted to buy the whole line. Unfortunately, at Mint New York, they were just introducing the line. They didn't have it in stock yet, but definitely I'm going to be getting a few more Andy Tower fragrances just because such a great person. And I could tell that, you know, he had a lot of love in his fragrances to make them. So, great guy, great meeting him. So, last but not least, what I purchased in New York. At FragCom, I was so busy, you know, shaking hands, meeting people. Andy Tower was in Mint New York. I really didn't. I sniffed a few things, but I didn't really have time to actually purchase. I didn't purchase anything at FragCom, which I'm sure some of them were like scratching their heads thinking, okay, maybe he's trying to save money or something, but either way, I was too busy meeting the great people that I actually forgot to purchase fragrances. Also at Creed Boutique, I was sniffing around, but I didn't really have time. We shot a video and all that, and you know, I had such a blast meeting everybody and talking to everybody that I even forgot that I was there to purchase fragrances too. Alright guys, let's take a small look at what I purchased in New York City. Now, most of these fragrances that I purchased was of course away from the FragCom, as I was so busy meeting and greeting everybody that I forgot to purchase stuff. I put myself a nice little limit of $1,000 for fragrances in New York, and I think I hit that cap. So let's take a look at what I purchased. And again, I wanted something really selective. I wanted to get fragrances that were either hard to find, hard to ship to Canada. I really didn't get to find anything that was crazy enough for me to purchase, so I purchased fragrances that I felt that were interesting. It was actually the first time that I could actually go around and sniff a whole entire niche line and decide which one I wanted to purchase. Usually I'd go either by notes or by fragrances reputation, so it was really interesting to see that I could finally follow my own nose and search out fragrances that I really wanted. So let's get to it. I'll tell you guys what, you know, maybe a story behind the fragrance, how I come about to find it. So the first day I went out actually by myself. I just walked around. I was staying around Times Square, so I was walking around the Manhattan area, and I went into Barney's and I purchased a Frédéric Malle fragrance. Now, Frédéric Malle fragrances here in my hometown, the way I purchased them is actually from France. I just purchased it from the website and they ship it to me. It gets actually a little more expensive than your run-of-the-mill prices. So when I could get a Frédéric Malle for retail, it gets me excited. So I got, the next one that I really wanted was L'Eau d'Hiver by Jean-Claude Elena, of course. It was either that or Angélique sous la pluie, and I decided to get L'Eau d'Hiver. So these were, it's not that they're hard to find, but it's definitely saving me a few dollars here and there just to purchase it retail. So I got that one, L'Eau d'Hiver, and I also went to the Dior boutique and Chanel boutique and wanted to see what they had available in their exclusive lines. And I decided, I walked away with this one, Leather Oud, from Dior, of course. This is my first from their exclusive line. This one really caught my nose, we'll say. Animalistic leather oud fragrance, very animalistic. You better be careful on how many sprays you spray of this stuff. This is gorgeous, gorgeous scent. I haven't worn it on my skin yet, but from sniffing it, I was very, very impressed. Next was actually I had a day after FragCom. Guys like Julio et al. They were very much, available to me. They gave me their phone numbers. They were like, just call me and we'll hang out. We'll go sniffing. If you want to go purchase something, we're ready, we're available. And those guys were just absolutely great. I spent another day with Julio away from FragCom. We went sniffing around, and we went to a few places. He knew a few places and stuff that I was interested in. And Ed actually showed up to a few places also with us that day. And then later on that day, I met up with Al. So that day we went to Bergdorf, I believe is the name of the place. We sniffed for a good hour and a half at least. And there was a lot of lines there that I was, really interested in. Me and Julio just had a blast in there. Ed showed up. And this is the one that I purchased, was from Histoire de Parfum. And this is from the Édition Rare line. I really wanted the fragrance called Petroleum from this line. I was dead set in purchasing it, blind buying it, and instead I got Aberrel. This one, oh, very interesting. Ed did not like this, but this is very interesting fragrance. You'll know a little bit more about it in my niche unboxing or haul video. I'm going to include these in there and give you guys my first impression or what I actually think of these fragrances. So that one, I was, out of sniffing out of 50, just we'll say 50 fragrances out of that whole store. This is the one I came out with, so I was really, really impressed with that one. And then I told Julio that I wanted to get the Hermes Essence line. I wanted to go to Hermes and from their boutique, because it's so hard to get these fragrances online, especially like brand new inbox, the way I want them. I still haven't got Vetiver Tonka or Homme Narguilé. So I told them, let's go to this boutique. I want to buy those two. I don't even care the price. I just want to get them because they're so hard to find in Canada. You have to go on their website, and apparently their website doesn't ship to Canada either. So it's really hard to find these fragrances. And I went there to purchase both of them. Sadly, they didn't have Homme Narguilé, but they did have Vetiver Tonka, and I purchased it right on the spot. We sniffed the whole Hermes Essence line. I'm very impressed with all of it. And I almost, if my wife wasn't there, the whole line would have been mine. Except Homme, because they didn't have it in stock. So I purchased that one. I'm very, very happy with that purchase. I was a huge fan of Vetiver Tonka for quite a while, and I've been searching for a bottle for a good year and a half, 2 years now. That and Homme Narguilé, but that's going to be my next purchase when it's available. Hopefully I can get somebody from the fragrance community to get me a bottle, and I'll reimburse them. Next is when I met up with Al. Guys at Creed were great. Lewis was there, spent like an hour and a half with me, just talking about fragrances and stuff like that. And I really actually wanted to get body wash. Actually, I knew that Creed had body washes, but you know, it's so expensive from the Creed boutique to ship it to Canada, and these bottles are about $70, so it's not really worth the shipping cost to me. So I finally got. I was telling Lewis that I wanted that body wash, Green Irish Tweed. So I got that, and I got Acier Aluminum, and he was nice enough to help me out because I have most of the mainstream fragrances from Creed. Actually, I have them all. So I was looking for something different, something from the older Creeds, and this is the one that I decided to get for reviewing purposes. This Acier Aluminum, very different fragrance, and I'm interested in reviewing this fragrance at all. So that is basically my haul from New York. You'll see all 5 of these bottles in my niche haul, actually. So I'll let you guys know a little more what I think about them. Vetiver Tonka is a fragrance that I've had for a while. I've had a little sample, 15 milliliter sample for a bit now. So it's going to be easy for me to describe that fragrance. But that's going to be next, actually, my niche fragrance haul for December, November when I was away. I got about 20 to 30 bottles from the niche heads out there. So guys, that's my trip from New York. Really interesting, great meeting everybody. Just want to thank everybody that took their time to come out. Really appreciate it. It was a great time, and I also wanted to send out a shout out to our man Guinea Polly. Unfortunately couldn't make it to FragCom. We miss you, buddy. Hopefully you're watching this. You are missed. So guys, I'll see you guys later, and I'll be back with my niche fragrance haul. Thanks.